Hello and welcome everyone in our weekly show. Today we have amazing reports from our AUC reporters covering inside AUC campus. Later, we have an interview with the president of Mashru Khair, Amina Khidr. Active learning classrooms are part of new AUC initiative that combines innovative technology with creative teaching techniques to achieve an engaging learning experience. More in the upcoming report with Islam Kuda.
While passing by the campus on any given day, have you ever wondered about the reason for the futuristic look some classes are getting? With their unique ambience, furnishings, screens and interactive projectors, welcome to the reinvented active learning classrooms.
Reinventing the learning spaces was an initiative that was initiated by our provost about 3-4 years ago, I can't even remember, and that's where we started working with consultants for a long period of time, and we actually, physically they came here first and did things, but when COVID came, the work didn't stop. We would have Zoom meetings all the time with all the parties involved, the AV, IT, the management and operations, the library, the students. Everybody was still involved for a long time, and they came up with a very nice report. And the ideas came from the stakeholders.
These ideas managed to feed in the process of building a flexible and versatile classroom that eventually expands the limits of creative group work and offers diverse delivery options to AUC professors.
So this classroom sort of reimagines or revisions what a classroom can do for the faculty member and for the student. So you have the space, which is the physical space of the classroom, which includes things like the lighting, the acoustics, the flooring, the orientation, the furniture, so the space, the tools, which include, even the chairs. So you can see the chairs are very different, they're very comfortable. The design and how they move through the space, how you can bring them together so that they can form groups. So you have space, tools, technologies, and then you have the pedagogies. The technologies, for example, are the projectors. We have short throw projectors. These projectors act as interactive devices that allow us to display content, display video. It allows the students and the faculty to, for example, work together in groups on, like an image like this. They can annotate it, they can display their work, they can collaborate together on an image or on a table or on a graph. So basically the sky's the limit. It's just held back or just sort of limited by the creativity of the faculty and the students that are using the space.
We took ourselves out to the class of Professor Amina al-Bindari in one of these new classrooms. And as we expected, students were already making use of and getting along with the new technology, while the professor was excited to deploy innovative learning methods regardless of the theoretical nature of her class.
It's quite exciting. It was very nice to walk into campus on the first day of classes and find out that my classes were held in the new learning spaces. The classrooms were fresh and exciting, and at first it was all about the new furniture, but then today we actually got to use the new screens, and we were able to use multiple screens in the room at the same time. So it's been quite exciting because we can do different things in the class time. Today is the first day I see them really light up and become more engaged when we're doing our class activities. So I usually divide them up into groups and we discuss primary sources together. So each group reads a selection of a historical primary source and analyzes it together and tries to place it in its historical context. And usually we did this as small groups, but they were either each working off their own computer or they had printouts. But today, because we had the interactive screens working, they were all much more engaged and excited, and there was definitely more feedback happening.
It definitely is a new experience. We haven't tried before. It gives us more freedom to go around and to highlight, and to each group have their separate screen in a huge size, so everyone can be able to read everything more clearly. And I think it's a good experience.
It's better than the normal classes that we used to have before. Now you can do team work like projects, and maybe like it's more interactive. You can highlight papers, for example, and share documents with other members. You don't need to have a laptop on you. You can just work with the screens you have.
Frankly, students are distracted anyway. If anything, I felt that today they had a common focus and they were engaging with each other and with the text in a way that when they were working in a more traditional way, they had not been doing. They're distracted by their phones usually. Today, I think for a while they left their phones to the side and they were engaging with the screen because it is interactive. So I think it made it easier.
Once more, AUC takes it one step beyond excellence, or maybe in this case, a couple at a time. Islam Bouda, reporting for AUCTV.
The Scene and Custom Shop at the AUC Center for Arts create the exceptional decorations and customs for the plays produced each year by the students. More in the upcoming report by Nada Shaker.
Plays produced each year by AUC students required a detailed and professional workers to create the decorations. Let's know more about what's being cooked in the Scene Shop. After 1.5 years of displaying plays online, the Scene Shop is back in action working on a new play called The Skin of Our Teeth, directed by Adam Morpel. The shop is responsible to create decorations for plays and to help students of the art department to bring out their projects.
احنا بنشتغل هنا في الديكور المسرحية، بنشتغل في الارت، بنشتغل في الجاليري، عامة على قسم الفنون كله. قسم الفنون بنشتغل فيه كله، أي حاجة مطلوبة فيه هنا اهوت احنا بننفذها تبع النجارة أو تبع الدهانات أو بتاع. لو حاجة عايزة تعمل احنا بنعملها. المفروض في كل سمستر مسرحيتين، وفي ساعات بيزيدوا، بتبقى في حاجات بتبقى تخرج طلبة، بيبقى في طالب مثلا بيعمل مسرحية أو اتنين، في طالب أو اتنين بيعملوا حاجات التخرج، اتنين تاني. يعني المجموع المفروض 4 و4، كل سمستر 4 و4.
هو في البلان بقى بيشرح احنا عندنا اجهزه ايه، فببدا انا اجهز، بفنط البلان الاول، اشوف انا عندي كام انجل 50 وكام انجل 19 وكام فريزنال وكام ليد والى اخره، وابدا اجمعهم على عربياتي وبدخلهم المسرح. الاول بنركب، بنعلق وبنأمن. تيجي المرحله الثانيه اللي هي الفوكسنج، لما يجي الاكترز بيقفوا في البوزيشنز بتاعتهم، وبعدين احنا بنفوكس عليهم، سواء بقى شارب، ند، سوفت، على حسب ما يختار اللايت ديزاينر. بس وبعد كده اخر مرحله هي البرمجه، بنبرمج الشو على كيوز، عشان اللي قاعد على الطالب اللي قاعد على اللايت بورد يبدا يدوس بس جو، فالسين يطلع قدامه.
The decor and lighting workers follow the plan designed by the professor supervising the play, and it takes them almost a month to finish the whole set. The old decorations and furniture from previous plays is either stored to be used later or disintegrated and reshaped again. And that was the scenario with the latest play, Shababik Atiyya, or Windows of Atiyya, Decorations and Furniture. The costume shop works in parallel to the scene shop to design and tailor the costumes of the actors after being sketched by the costume designer. The clothes is either designed from scratch or the old clothes from previous plays is reused from the storage room. The upcoming play, The Skin of Our Teeth, will be displayed in Gerhard Theater and Falaki Theater with a limited number of audience due to COVID-19. Nada Shaker, AUCTV.
As we are back on track after almost a year, AUC students and staff gathered at Habtoor Stadium for a friendly competition, physical activity, and fun in the AUC athletic department through joining CrossFit tryouts. More in the following report by Basanta.
A bottle of water, sports shoes, and a comfortable suit. All what you need to start experiencing CrossFit at AUC. It's recognized as one of the fastest-growing high-intensity functional training modes in the world.
طيب مين يتمرن كروسفيت دي بيزد على انا جاي عايز ايه. كروسفيت بيخلي كل حد يتحسن الفتنس بتاعه، يحسن الفتنس ليفل بتاعه. في جواه انكلودد سترينث، في جواه جيمناستكس، في جواه كونديشننج. بنشتغل على الثلاثه وبنخلي الثلاثه يبقوا احسن مع الوقت. هو ده فكره بروجرام كروسفيت.
CrossFit considered an option for high-intensity interval training for beginners and professionals, but participants should monitor their way of eating in order to achieve their goals.
فهو التقسيمه الفيري هيلثي يعني ان الطبق لو تخيلنا الطبق دايره قدامي كده، نصها بيكون فيجيتابلز، ربعها بيكون بروتين، والربع الاخير بيكون متقسم ستارش وفاتس. فاتس بنتكلم في حاجه يعني صغيره قوي، والستارش المفروض كده برضو لو انا حد بحاول اوصل لاوبتيمم ويت بتاعي.
CrossFit has become one of the top 3 worldwide fitness trends since 2013, according to the American College Sports Medicine.
already أنا جربت CrossFit بقالي مثلا سنتين و I really liked it و I found myself هناك. ويعني فكرة إن أنا بالبارز وكده بتخليني إن أنا أطلع all the negative energy اللي عندي، واي حاجه مضايقاني بطلع فيها عشان aggression كده.
انا بس كنت عايزه اجرب اعمل tryouts بتاعت كل سبورتس يعني عشان بحب السبورتس.
يعني بعد الصراحه يعني بقيت بشوف اللي هو كروسفيت سين في مصر، حسيت ان هو اتس فيري بومينج وكده، حسيت ان اتس ا فيري تشالنجينج سبورت، وانا اوريدي كنت بلعب روينج، فحاسس ان انا اتس جونا بي ا نيو اكسبيرينس بالنسبه لي، وعايزه اتيك ات تو انذر ليفل يعني.
قلت عشان حاجه جديده وكده، وان يعني ازود حاجه للكوليدج لايف.
In CrossFit, every workout is measurable and scalable, so people are able to measure their progress and tweak it any way they want. This is Basant Akram for AUCTV.
The Department of Journalism and Mass Communication is hosting an exciting new exhibition of student photographic works produced to reflect their student life experience during the pandemic. More details in the upcoming report by Laura Magdi.
The Photographic Gallery in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication is hosting an exciting new exhibition of student photographic works that reflects their student life experiences during the pandemic.
It is a student exhibition of photographic works made last semester during the lockdown Zoom education process. The title of the show is Zoom In, Zoom Out. And it's a selected exhibition of work from all the photography courses that taught by myself and Aladdin and Nadia Mounier. And it's a combination of the best of or the most interesting work from last semester, which was a very difficult semester to teach and for students to engage with and participate with in a meaningful way, given the fact that we never met really everything happened over Zoom.
Given the fact that these images were taken during the time of remote learning, both students and instructors found it challenging to develop the ideas and skills needed to produce photographic projects.
It was very hard. Like, I don't have any background in photography, so the first time I took it was online. It was easy understanding the concepts, but actually doing it was a bit difficult without face-to-face because of the technicalities of the camera and everything. So it was a bit difficult, but I enjoyed it. It was very experimental, so I liked it too.
So I took last semester a course called Photography and Foundations with Aladdin. So we had to just take pictures about what inspired us, and one of the pictures I took he really liked. It was I was in a car, and there were many buses and trolleys moving on the other direction. So I just took one with my shutter speed, and that's it. And so seeing it with all of these other different photos is a great experience for me, and I'm very proud.
JRMC department decided to host this event to encourage the current students and give them something to aim for. This exhibition serves as a learning exhibition rather than a professional one from those who have a long career in the medium.
I feel like they gave the chance to students to express themselves more, because the previous one was for professional photographers. So if I'm a student and I'm exhibiting my pictures in a gallery that professional photographers put their pictures as well, that's a boost for them.
The images presented at the gallery are different from what is expected, and they have stimulated different emotions in the visitors. They were more linked to the pandemic experiences at that time, as some students photographed their surroundings and home spaces, while others photographed workers in their living areas.
It feels like sarcasm or making fun of work mask because he is smoking at the same time.
I like the portrait photos. They're very nice. I really enjoyed them. There was also a picture of a spoon and a fork bent. That was really cool. So yeah, I really liked the photo.
The photographic gallery is a special space for photography and media arts located in Abdul Latif Jamil Hall in AUC New Cairo campus. It presents 4 to 5 exhibitions per year, and it has recently started hosting exhibitions produced by the JRMC department featuring students' work. This is Laura Magdi for AUCTV.
Studying abroad, even for a semester or a year, is an enriching experience that is valuable for student personal growth. However, it's full of challenges, especially during COVID-19. A group of students at AUC have talked about those issues in this report by Dalia Al-Aed.
AUC has sponsored study abroad opportunities as it's valuable for students' personalities and career prospects. AUC's International Programs and Services Office provided for current AUC students who wish to study abroad and for international students from outside Egypt who wish to spend a semester or an academic year at AUC.
International Programs and Services Office is responsible to create and establish partnerships around the globe with international universities. As of date, we have around 220 university partnerships in the US, in Europe, in Asia, and we are continuously expanding our geographical footprint to include other areas in the world. This is mainly to increase the exposure for our students, whether incoming or outgoing.
Many students talked about the benefits that they got from studying abroad.
I think studying abroad widens your cultural awareness as you come into contact with different societies, and also at a campus like AUC's, you're able to come into contact with a broad international student body, and also to get some practical experience with Arabic language, and to actually, not just study the language, but also get to use it.
So based on my experience in the US as an exchange student back in 2017, I could really see the growth that I've had through this experience. So I've grown personally, professionally, academically, and it really opened a lot of doors for me, and I could still see the impact of this opportunity up till now. So that's why I encourage everyone to apply.
The benefits of studying at AUC is that I am really in contact with people from the Middle East, something that it's way more difficult to find in Europe. So, and also in most of my classes, I'm in contact with people that work actually in the field. So since I'm a graduate student, they have experience in NGOs or even in the government, and this is really, really interesting. And what I have benefited from Egypt, there would be so many things to say. I don't know, I love this country.
Students must apply 1 year prior to the semester abroad they are attending. Also, they have to fill both AUC's internal application and the host partner's university's application. Study abroad also needs extra finance. However, AUC provides in some condition financial support.
Concerning the financials of the students going on an exchange opportunity, once they are screened through the IPSO and nominated for a certain partner, we send this list to the Office of Scholarship. There are usually scholarships that is provided for undergraduate and graduate students equally. That helps students with their travel, housing.
On the other hand, studying abroad is also challenging. It's not an easy transition.
The greatest challenge that I'm facing here in Egypt is the language barrier.
My main challenge at AUC is getting to work in this beautiful campus because, well, the weather is so nice, the campus is so beautiful, it's really hard not just wanting to sit and relax all day in the beautiful gardens.
Being a woman, is a challenge, in all societies. And being Muslim, of course, it's just a culture that's very, very different than yours. So of course you'll have a lot of culture conflicts and the culture clashes.
From university applications and identifying language and social norms, studying abroad helps expand your horizons and opens up a world of new educational opportunities. This is Dalia Al-Aed for AUCTV.
Hakawi Festival's 11th edition conquered at AUC Tahrir campus this year with an attempt to fill the gap in arts education and culture, to enhance creative imagination through various projects that help to develop the artistic cultural scene in Egypt. More about those activities in the upcoming report by Sarah Al-Doumi. In an attempt to fill the gap in arts education and culture for young people, Hakawi Festival launched their 11th exhibition at the American University in Cairo Tahrir campus.
We are very happy to be here in AUC Tahrir, TCC Tahrir Culture Center, and actually this is the second time to use the Tahrir Culture Center as the home of the festival, and our partnership is meant to be longer for the future. We are using this space because it's very interesting to have many people around using many spaces, and it's a cultural hub in downtown, using Falaki Theater for the shows that needs really technical equipment, and the big garden for the open air shows, as well as Ewart and the other venues for the more intimate shows or the music concerts.
One of the shows presented in Al Hakawi Festival is Stories on Four Wheels in cooperation with Masr Al Khair, which aims to inform kids through painting, drawings, tales and games through storytelling session in AUC Open Air Garden with Rabia and his tales.
احنا وجودنا النهارده كنا مشاركين مع الاطفال مع اكتر من مجموعه، حكينا معاهم قصص مختلفه ولعبوا ولونوا وحكوا معانا وقروا قصص مختلفه.
اسمي صلاح وعندي 9 سنين، واكتر حاجه حبيتها في المكان ان هو فيه رسم وفي يعني في حاجات كتيره، يعني في شو كتير وحاجات متنوعه، وانا بحب الحاجات اللي من النوع ده.
انا عايزه لما اكبر اكون رسامه وجايه النهارده علشان ارسم واصبغ.
صحبة السمسمية, a band of a group of friends who carries on the heritage of السمسمية, letting kids dance on its rhythm.
أنا اسمي فكري فرانسيس. أنا عندي 2 أطفال 5 سنين ونص وسنة ونص. الشو ممتع جدا. يمكن السنة ونص يعني مش فاهم قوي، بس هو مبسوط من الموسيقى ومن الدرامز والكلام ده، والبنت الكبيرة يعني مبسوطة ومنسجمة قوي مع الموسيقى يعني.
أنا اسمي يوسف وعندي 7 ونص.
رأيك في المكان؟
عجبني.
ايه أكتر حاجة عجبتك؟
الأغنية.
أغنية؟ ايه أنهي أغنية عجبتك؟
ما خدتش غير الأغنية دي، والرسم كان حلو برضه.
عندي طفل عنده 5 سنين. عرفت عن الفestival من الفيسبوك وحبيت اجي اشوف. كانت اول مره احضر يعني. اتبسطت قوي. المكان نفسه حلو جدا، تنظيم كويس قوي. ابني مبسوط. he's enjoying يعني الفقرات، يعني عروض كتيره. حتى السمسميه والغنى ده ما كانش عمره شافه قبل كده.
Gimme Please was one of the shows that was introduced by Egyptian actors. The story itself was American, and it aims to learn children that sharing is friendship's main fundamental, teaching them the meaning of friendship.
النهارده كنا بنعمل عرض جماز اللي هو إنتاج مصري من عرض أمريكي اسمه جيمي بليز. هو بالنسبه لي تجربه اولى في المسرح التفاعلي مع الاطفال، بمعنى ان احنا بندخل الاطفال كجزء من العرض، ان هم بينتراكتوا معانا في جزء لعب بس. وانا شاركت في العرض ده كممثله وساعدت في الديكور وفي الاكسسوارات.
قولي اسمك ايه؟
جريسي.
عندك كام سنه يا جريسي؟
5 ونص.
ايه رايك في الشو يا جريسي؟
حلو.
ايه اكتر حاجه عجبتك في الشو؟
الورق.
A group of women and girls of Al Noor Wal Amal Orchestra set an extraordinary example of overcoming obstacles to reach their dreams.
شايف ان اهم حاجه في الحياه ان الواحد يبقى عنده موهبه وينميها، يعني دي بتبقى احلى حاجه. وانا بالنسبه لي ما كانش في صعوبات خالص، يعني موضوع الناي ده ما كانش عامل اي مشكله خالص، بالعكس. يعني انا حسيت ان المزيكا جت في وقتها، وده يعني عوضني عن موضوع الناي. وبقيت كل ما في نجاحات بيحصل في حياتي بحس ان ربنا بيعوضني يعني عن الحاجات اللي انا خسرتها.
Oud Shwar Association delighted the kids with a mix of modern and folklore songs, bringing their talent singers from Upper Egypt all the way along to Tahrir campus to let the kids enjoy their performance. AUC Al Tahrir Cultural Center is an accessible, fully-fledged cultural center that offers an affordable and meaningful wide range of conventional and innovative cultural activities. Sawar Al-Domi, AUCTV. Mashru Khair was founded as a student organization at AUC in 2014. with the aim of promoting community and charitable initiatives in Egypt. Today with us, Amina Khidr, the president of Mashru Khair, who will tell us more about it. Welcome, Amina, in AUC studio.
Hi, Sora. The pleasure is mine to be here, and I'm very excited for our interview.
We're more excited and welcome at AUC studio. I will start by asking you about the Mashru Khair initiatives, and please tell us in general, what is Mashru Khair?
Mashru Khair is a community development club that was established in 2014. Mashru Khair works on developing the community in a sustainable and holistic way, meaning that we always aim to leave a sustainable impact anywhere we go, not just going and giving someone something materialistic or just giving them something that doesn't have a sustainable impact. We always try to leave an imprint and always try to leave a really big mark on anywhere we go. So Mashru Khair started with just 3 projects, and then the 3 projects kept on developing and developing. Currently we're operating with 5 core projects, our volunteering program and our 4 supporting committees.
Okay, how you faced the COVID-19?
Okay, so COVID-19 started back in 2019. Back then, we were asked by the university to stop all activities, but everything was in quarantine in general, so we had to stop everything. Later, the year after, the following year, when we started university again, we weren't allowed on campus. The campus was closed, so all student organizations weren't allowed to hold any activities on campus, so it was a bit of a problem. But then we tried to find a way to operate, but it was a struggle both internally and externally. Internally, it was a bit of a struggle because finding a team and developing a team without actually having a place to go to was a bit of a problem. Also, our main focus is to target freshmen because we want to introduce people and promote the idea of khair as a part of anyone's lifestyle. So this is what Mashru Khair really aims towards, is to have people use khair in their daily life activities, not just do it once every now and then. So we were trying to promote this idea, but doing it without being on campus and without meeting people initially was a problem. So we had to really depend on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, increase our reach very much. We had to keep on targeting people and trying to do activities off campus also. So externally, when we were trying to contact people or places to go to, for example, orphanages or hospitals, we had to be very careful about the choice of place we go to, given that we don't want to risk our students or risk our team, the people who are going to visit the place, because we don't want them to go to a place where they can be susceptible to COVID-19. And the places we were visiting, we had to be very selective. For example, we weren't visiting any hospitals at all, given that the patients are very immunosusceptible. And we were trying also to look for places where they had an outdoor space or a venue to ensure that all our activities can be held in a very safe and socially distant way.
And how about the number of activities that you have done this year?
Okay, so this year our 5 core projects, they're called the Make-A-Wish, School Up, بالألوان, and Khair to Go and Khair Store, and Khair Ambassadors, our volunteering program. So Make-A-Wish, School Up, and بالألوان, they work on visiting places like orphanages, or they mainly work with kids. So each project works with a different initiative. For example, Make-A-Wish works on helping kids express their individuality through granting their wishes or granting things they really want to do. But because they're in very bureaucratic places, in general, anything is forced upon them. For example, their clothes, their food, or anything they do. So we try and help them and give them the chance to express their own individuality.
From where you get the budget for those events?
Okay, so in general, the Office of Student Life, which is responsible for all activities done on campus, allocates the budget to a clubs and conferences committees, and the club and conferences committees, we have to do a presentation with them, and then they allocate the budget. So from internally, from inside campus.
So during COVID-19 time, there were support internally from the campus for the budget?
We had a budget, but how we spent the budget was limited, given that we weren't allowed to do activities and initiatives off campus initially, because the university didn't want us to be more susceptible to COVID-19.
Okay, and how was the response to your events online?
We were trying our very best to raise awareness through social media campaigns, trying to raise funds, for example, different projects helping people in hospitals and so, because it was a very big crisis. So we got response, but of course being on ground and doing activities on campus was much more engaging.
Okay, and what are the upcoming events that you will do inside the AUC?
Okay, so since winter is around the corner, we're launching very soon our Keep Egypt Warm campaign, which is a campaign that has been running since Mashru Khair started 8 years ago. The campaign includes roofing, buying blankets, and keeping Egypt warm in general. So we're launching our campaign. In order to support our campaign, we have several activities in place. So we're going to collect funds for the blankets. We're going to collect old clothes. We're also going to host a paddle tournament, but off campus, whereby all the funds received from the tournament are going to be directed towards our winter campaign. We also have our weekly visits, which are done 3 or 4 times a week, depending on the response of the place and depending on our schedule.
Okay, how you manage this in terms of organization and creativity and being outside of the box?
Okay.
So attracting people, it's a little bit difficult to attract some people from especially if you are doing events in various areas. So what do you do in this term as a president?
Okay. Before doing anything, I don't think I can do anything at all without my team. I have a team of 29 people. Each and every one of them contributes in a different way, and honestly, they're all superheroes. They put their 100% and they work and they accept any criticism, and they always try to improve from themselves. So I really think that my team is the backbone of everything we do. I also think that the core idea of Mashru Khair, which is promoting Khair as a lifestyle, attracts people, because I'm not just asking them please donate and just go. I'm trying all our different projects try to attract different people. For example, a project like Khair Store works with people who are more attracted to the business segment. A project like Khair To Go works with people who are more interested in raising awareness about projects. So I think because each of our projects has a diverse meaning and a diverse sense, it gives us like a more holistic approach, so we can approach different people, and we have different types of khair for each and every different type of person. So I think the core of Mashru Khair with the team spirit really promotes the ideas. I also think that we always try to be ahead of the game, meaning that we always try to be aware of everything happening around us in the world. We're always very connected. We try to use our social media platforms very widely. I also think personally that being organized and always having a very clear mission and vision, whereby all the team has a clear mission and vision, I think this is the most important thing, because sometimes during the organizational process we might lose the essence of what we do. But I think for me personally, just grounding the team and reminding them that we're all here to do khair essentially is the most important thing.
Yes, this is very important, and this is really amazing that you are always focusing on your vision and goals. And this is related to your field of study, like you're in a business school here at the AUC, so this is highly related. So in terms of your strategic planning and your vision and mission and your setting objectives, what's your current plan for the next year? Since we are ending 2021.
For the current semester, we're trying to operate our goals and operate our projects in the best way possible. We're also trying to re-establish our presence on campus, given that campus has been closed for a year and a half. So I think one of our main goals this semester was to be present on campus, always be present at our booth, always have initiatives taking place. I think with the next semester, we're going to try to expand our projects more and more, given that the COVID situation it's a bit better since people are vaccinated. Places are more open to us visiting them. For example, we had cancelled all visits to hospitals in the previous year, so now we can gradually start going back if the place is okay with it. I also think that this year we have a really big team, which includes 260 people. So I think our goal is to develop calibers in these people, work with them, and really try to reach as many people as possible and try to include them in our different khair initiatives. For example, our winter campaign, which is a very big project, Ramadan, which is not very far. So I think we have lots of initiatives coming up, but I think our main purpose is to try and teach more and more people that doing khair doesn't really require so much. It just requires you to think out of the box, and we're trying to give them the out of the box means.
That's really great from you and from Mashru Khair team. Really doing initiative things for helping people all over Egypt is a very good initiative from you. And being inside the AUC and usually caring about helping others is a really great thing. Thank you for being with us, Amina, today, and thank you all for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you.